Hey everybody, welcome to day 13 and 14. The reason I'm doing both is because day 13 only had very little content and I didn't want to drag on conversation for 10-15 minutes for nonsense. So I thought I would pack 2 days worth into one. Currently we are reading out of a book called New Morning Mercies, a daily gospel devotional by the author's name Paul David Tripp. I hope that you enjoy, and I hope that you get something out of it. So here we go. February 13th. Tear up your list and throw it away. What God has planned for you is better than anything you've dreamed of for yourself. It is the big delusion, the height of arrogance, the seductive trap, the big dark danger. It leads nowhere good. Its destiny is death. It sat on the center of disaster in the garden. It propelled the sad rebellion of Adam and Eve. It tempts us all again and again in situation after situation, location after location, relationship after relationship. We fall into thinking what multitudes of our lost forefathers thought. We buy into this one fateful thought, that perhaps we're smarter than God, that maybe our way is better than His way. Only grace can deliver the deluded from the danger that they are to themselves. For further study and encouragement, read Psalms 14. All right. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none who does good. The Lord looks down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there are any who seek God. They have all turned aside. They have together become corrupt. There is none who does good, no, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and do not call unto the Lord? There they are in great fear, for God is with the generation of the righteous. You shame the counsel of the poor, but the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that salvation of Israel would come out of Zion. When the Lord brings us back the captivity of his people, let Jacob rejoice and Israel be glad. Okay, that was really short, like I had mentioned on February 13th. Okay, we're going to go right into February 14th. So I hope you continue to enjoy, and maybe you got something small out of February 13th. But anyway, here's for February 14th. God's grace will expose what you want to hide, not to shame you, but to forgive and deliver you. It's a sad way to live. I thought I listened to him recount the events of a night before. He worked next to me on the long packing table that kept our hands busy, 8 hours a day, but our mouths were free to talk, and we did. He was being unfaithful to his wife. He thought he was in charge. He thought he was free, but he wasn't. He told of taking his girlfriend to a certain restaurant in the small community where he lived, only to see his wife's car parked outside. He told of going to another place, but having to make sure the coast was clear before they left, so they wouldn't get caught. I said to him, you think you're free, but you're not free. You have to hide. You have to worry about being caught. You have to lurk around in the darkness. I then said, you think I'm bound, but I'm the one who's free. When I go out with my wife, I never have to worry about where we're going. I never have to fear being caught. I can boldly live in the light. Sin turns all of us into citizens of the night. Sin causes all of us to be committed to low light living. We hide, we deny, we cover, we lie, we excuse, we shift the blame, we rationalize, we defend, and we explain away. These are all acts of the darkness by people who fear exposure. What is the movement of grace? It is to shine light on what once lived in darkness, and this is the judgment. The light has come into the world, and people love the darkness rather than the light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone who does wicked things hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his works should be exposed. John 3:19-20. Grace shatters our darkness. Grace explodes on us with penetrating, heart-exposing light. Grace illuminates our dark hallways and our dark corners. The Son of Grace shines the light of His grace into the darkness recesses of our hearts, not as an act of vengeance or punishment, but as a move of forgiving, the transforming and delivering grace. He dispels our self-afflicting darkness because He knows that we cannot grieve what we do not see. We cannot confess what we do not grieve. And we cannot turn from what we haven't confessed. The light has come. Run to the light. It is not to be feared. Yes, it is the light of exposure. But what will the exposed has already been covered by the blood of the one who exposes it. For further study and encouragement, John 1 through 18. All right, let's go right there. All right, John 1 through 18. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was the beginning with God. All things were made through Him, and without Him nothing was made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness does not comprehend it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. This man came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. Now that was true, light which gives light to every man coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made through him, and the world did not know him. He came into his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, to those who believe in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. You in the world became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he is before me. And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. Not one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, He has declared him. All right, let's see. That was pretty cool. I liked what that was said. So let's read a little bit about what these chapters, or these verses that I was reading, is about. In the beginning, an allusion of Generation 1:1 with the intention of linking Jesus, the Word, with the God of creation. The events of Jesus' incarnation therefore had cosmic significance. The Word is Jesus Christ, the eternal, ultimate expression of God. In the Old Testament, God spoke the Word into existence, into the gospel. God spoke His final word through the living Word, His Son. The phrase, the Word of God, attributes deity to the Word without defining all of the Godhead as the Word. John declared that Jesus was the divine agent who was responsible for the entire creation. Verse 1, 4, 5. Life and light belong to John's fundamental vocabulary in describing the essence and mission of the incarnate Word. Verses 6 through 11. John's Gospel records various testimonies concerning Christ showing that faith in him is based upon evidence, the witness of John the Baptist as well as the other evidence, makes the world's rejection of Jesus inexcusable. The phrase coming into the world, verse 9, refers to Christ, not to every man, but coming, he has become true to light to those who believe, but he is also that light that in general sense enlightens the human conscience and thereby make all mankind responsible before God. Chapter 1:13. The new birth does not come by physical descent, human effort, or human volition, but by the power of God. 1:14. Dwelt literally means tabernacle. The analogy is that of the tabernacle in the wilderness when God pitched his tent among those of the Hebrews and manifested his glory there. So Jesus identified himself with humanity by becoming flesh, and we beheld his glory. Verse 16, the fact that John states that grace comes from his fullness teaches us that grace is more than God's disposition of impersonal favor. It is God's meeting to us at our point of need in the person of Jesus Christ, including all his power and provision. Verse 18, the only begotten, describes the unique, loving relationship of the Son with the Father. All right, guys. Again, it was a very struggling verse. Again, not very good at it, but I do it for myself, and I hope, in retrospect, it helps you guys. That is my goal, that is my hope, that is my desire. Doing this helps me stay accountable, because if I say to myself, well, I've missed doing it on YouTube, that means I need to catch up and I need to get focused and I need to do it. So I'm glad to be here and I'm glad to be able to do it for you guys. These are very good passages, very good days that we've read, 13 and 14, and the passages of John and Psalm 14 have been really cool. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you are a new subscriber or a returning subscriber, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and also if you have not already, hit the like button and the notification bell. All three of those things are very helpful for a YouTuber like myself wanting to spread the good word, to want to share goodness with all of you guys. And so that's my intent. And lastly, if you are not of God, if you don't believe in a God, if you believe in a different religion than I do, if you it doesn't matter. Whatever you're dealing with, whatever sin that you're in, whether you're a sinful person or whether you're not a sinful person, God is there to deal with that alone. That is a personal thing between you and God. For me, it is all about love and God, and knowing that God died on the cross for my soul and my ability to know that I'm going to be eternally grateful in His presence when I die from this body. It allows me to love each and every single one of you, regardless of any situation. Like I said, it's all God's deal, not mine. I'm here to just love on you regardless. And with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. See you soon. Bye now.